So now we will start from the same point. This is your new x. You are consuming new x, this much of x. Earlier you were purchasing this much of x, ox1 you were purchasing. Now you are purchasing ox2. Okay, this point comes on this budget line. This is only by chance. I didn't do it deliberately. By chance this point is coming here on this b point. That is only by chance. Okay, so decrease in price of x was there, and now you are purchasing more of x. You can see here this from x1 to x2. This is your price effect. So how to break this price effect into income effect and substitution effect? Means we want to know about what is the substitution effect and how much is income effect. So we have to break this effect into two parts. How to do that? As you know, income effect is increase in purchasing power. If we neutralize the increased purchasing power of the consumer and we leave him on previous level of purchasing power but a new price ratio, we will come to know about the substitution effect. I mean to say, this is budget line of the consumer. If we snatch some portion of income, it will shift downwards, and we will snatch, or we can say technically that we will compensate some income of the consumer in such a way that he reach on previous level of purchasing power or satisfaction level. So we will snatch some income from the consumer so that he is remaining with previous purchasing power and also a new price ratio where x will be cheaper than y. So when x is cheaper than y but purchasing power is same, then we can come to know how much is substitution effect. So as you know, when we are reducing income of consumer, this budget line will shift downwards. But how much? How much to snatch? How much income we should snatch? Where we will stop? How much we will shift this budget line? Okay, we will do one thing. This is indifference curve 1, this is indifference curve 2. So before this change, I mean due to decrease in price of x, all changes started. That time he was operating on indifference curve 1. So we will do now one thing. We will snatch that much of income from the consumer that he can operate on previous level of satisfaction. I mean to say on indifference curve 1. So he reached to indifference curve 1, IC1. This is the new point. Earlier he was operating on this point. After change in price of x, he reached here, and after compensating the income, this is also called compensation variation. So after compensation variation, this budget line has shifted and this is the new point. So you can see here this increase in consumption of x, you can see here, and it happened due to a new price ratio a consumer is facing, though his purchasing power is same. So you can see that earlier he was consuming this much of y, but now consumption of y also decreased, and now he is consuming lesser y. So he has substituted y with x because x is cheaper now than y, and his satisfaction level is still same. So as x1 to x2, this was price effect, and we got to know now that this is this is substitution effect. I mean to say this is substitution effect, and the remaining is income effect. So this is substitution effect and remaining is income effect, and combinedly these two effects are price effect. In this way we can break price effect into substitution effect and income effect. Okay, to draw this a diagram neat and clean, I can give you some ideas. If you want to draw this diagram very neat and clean, then you can draw it like this, because we always draw step by step, because I have to make you people understand about the concept. But in exam you can draw it like this. Okay, this is OX and OY axis, and now you will draw a very big cross like this. These are two budget lines which are having great difference in slopes. Now you will draw a very wide and open indifference curve like this. So these are two different budget lines, means these are drawn depending upon the price ratio. So earlier price ratio was slope of this budget line. Now new price ratio is shown by this budget line, and consumer earlier he was purchasing on this point, now he is purchasing on this point. We have skipped some steps in between. So earlier it was equilibrium of the consumer, this much X and this much Y he was consuming. Now this much of X and this much of Y he is consuming again. And first it was the budget line, then decrease in price of X, then new budget line was there, then compensation variation. I mean we were snatching some income from the consumer in such a way so that he can be remaining on previous level of satisfaction. So it was shifted downward, and then we got this point. Okay, so this is substitution effect. This is called substitution effect. You can see two different price ratios are there, which are shown by different slopes of the budget line. If you want to complete this diagram, you will do one thing. This is your new budget line after compensation. So parallel to this line you will draw a new budget line starting from this point, and that should be parallel to our compensated budget line. So you got this budget line, and you will draw your new indifference curve somewhere here. This is IC1, this is IC2. So this is your price effect, this is your price effect, and this is substitution effect, and here remaining is obviously income effect. So in this way you can draw this diagram properly. Keep lot of difference between the slopes and draw this indifference curve very wide so that your diagram can be neat. Okay, now there is one controversy. What is that? On this point we are saying that consumer has substituted Y with X, because now he is facing a new price ratio and his purchasing power is still same. But problem is that on this budget line, this point which he was operating on before change in price of X, now this is not in reach of the consumer. It is a non-feasible area. Whenever we talk about budget line of the consumer, above this budget line all area is non-feasible area, means consumer cannot buy that. So controversy was that if this point is also available to consumer and still he is purchasing less of y, then we will say, we will accept that yes, he is substituting y with x. Here problem is that he is not able to purchase previous point, even previous combination of x and y. He is not able to purchase that because his budget line is this is new budget line after compensation variation. It was the new budget line, you can see, and this is the point he was operating on before changing x. So how to solve this problem? Till now we were talking about whatever told by Professor Hicks. So we were talking about what Hicks told us. Now next we will talk about the person Slutsky. He has also explained this thing with his own way, and he was allowing consumer to buy even previous level of satisfaction, means that particular point, and still a consumer is doing substitution. I mean, he is still substituting a costly good with cheaper one. He proved. So we will talk about that now. A small difference in this diagram was about the compensation variation. We will compensate our line in such a way that consumer can buy even a previous level of point or previous level of satisfaction also with the same point he was purchasing previously. Okay, so this time what we will do, this is the line which was compensated line according to Hicks, but this time we will draw a new compensated line according to Slutsky. According to Slutsky, we will snatch income of consumer in such a way that he can buy, yes, he can buy this combination of x and y too. So you can see here these are two compensated lines this time. This line already we have discussed because this is the line we draw in such a way so that it can touch the previous indifference curve, which is IC1. This line is according to Slutsky. He has compensated in such a way so that previous point is also available to the consumer. Now he can decide whether he want to stay on this same point or still he will compensate a costly commodity y with x. Okay, so if this is the new budget line, obviously consumer will try to move on a higher indifference curve. This is suppose IC2. This will be a new equilibrium of the consumer after even compensation. So you can see that previous point was available to the consumer and still he has moved to this point and he is purchasing lesser of y and more of x. Earlier he was purchasing this much of x, now he is purchasing this much of x. So he is reducing consumption of y and increasing consumption of x, though the previous point was also available to him, but he has to move on a higher indifference curve. That's why he moved to this point. So this is the way explained by the Slutsky. So it is better than the previous analysis because now this point is also available to consumer and still he is purchasing on this point where he is substituting y with x.